Today, I want to walk you through how to build a clean, organized, and future-proof show file on the Allen Heath QU-5D. Don't worry, this process will apply to any digital mixing console. If your console feels messy, confusing, or constantly changing every Christmas and Easter, this video is for you. If content like this is helpful for your church tech team, go ahead and hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future training videos. Let's get started. Before I ever touch the console, I always start with planning. This is the most important step, and it's the one most people skip. You want to plan for your biggest, craziest service of the year, not just normal Sunday. Think Christmas, Easter, special productions, guest musicians, and extra instruments. Maybe a normal Sunday you only have one electric guitar, but on Christmas you might have 2 electric guitars, an acoustic guitar, violin, extra vocals, more tracks. If you build your show file only for a normal Sunday, you'll end up rebuilding everything for Christmas and Easter. So always plan for the biggest service first. Your normal Sundays will just use fewer channels. Next, think about future expansion. Are you planning to add a hi-hat mic, snare bottom mic, more vocals, playback, or more tracks? Even if you don't own the gear yet, build the channels now. It costs you nothing and saves you a rebuild later. Now think about your monitor strategy. Ask yourself, are you using auxes for wedges, for wired in-ears, wireless in-ears, or monitor stations like the Allen Heath ME systems? If you use monitor stations, that frees up buses on the console and gives you more flexibility for live stream and effects. Now let's build our input list. Here's an example of how I would build this show file for a local church. For drums, I need kick, snare, overhead left, and overhead right. They have an F-note E-drums with the standard module, so they only have 4 channels. For the band, I need bass, electric guitar 1 in stereo, electric guitar 2 in stereo, acoustic guitar, stereo piano, and stereo keys. For playback, I need a click track and a mono tracks channel. For vocals, I need 5 vocal channels. For speaking, I need a pass-through mic and a host mic. For media, I need a stereo pro presenter and a stereo playback music. And I need 2 house mics to feed the band's in-ears and live stream mix. Now let's plan our outputs. I need 2 outputs for my main left and right, 2 outputs for my live stream, 2 outputs from wireless in-ear monitor, and the rest of the band is on monitor stations. Now we can finally touch the console. Go into the setup screen and configure how many buses you need, which channels are mono and which are stereo. Get your console architecture right first. Okay, now let's go into the setup menu. We are going to go over configure. Let's first look at what input stereo configuration we need. We know we have 4 channels for drums. On the Allen Heath QU-5D, stereo channels are locked to odd number first, so you can only use channels like 7, 8, or 9 and 10 as stereo. You can't make something like 6 and 7 a stereo channel. That means you may need to shift your layout slightly to make everything line up clean. I typically like my acoustic guitar to live just to the right of my electric guitars, but in this case, we'll use channel 5 and 6 as mono channels for bass and acoustic guitar so that our electric guitars can live on 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 as stereo pairs. Then we'll use channels 11 and 12 for piano and channels 13 and 14 for keys. Finally, let's place our house mics on 31 and 32. That keeps them at the end of the console and leaves room for future expansion if we need it. Now, let's hit apply. Let's go ahead and look at the mixed stereo. For this video, we don't need to make any changes here. We can leave it in the default configuration and use mix 7 for our wireless in-ear mix. Next, the bus configuration tab. For this system, the default layout works perfectly, so we'll leave that as is for now. Now we can organize our channel order. There is an industry standard layout for mixing consoles. It goes drums first, then bass, then guitars, then keys, then vocals, then speaking, and finally playback. This comes from large analog consoles where the master fader lived on the right side. Engineers wanted the most used channels closest to the master, and it still makes sense today because of how modern mixes are built. Drums and bass are the foundation, guitars and keys are the harmonic support, vocals are the focal point. This layout lets any visiting engineer walk up and immediately understand your console. Now go through and name every channel, then color code every channel. For example, drums are red, bass is blue, guitars are green, keys are purple, vocals are yellow, speaking is white, and playback is light blue. Your volunteers will thank you. I will show you this process on the kick. So if we go ahead and select input 1, we're going to go to our processing tab, and we're going to go up and name this kick. And we're going to give it color red and hit apply. Alright, so now we're going to go through and do this for the rest of the channels, and we'll be right back. Next, build a custom fader layer for weekly services. This layer should only include the channels you use every week, like worship leader, band, pastor, playback. That way your Christmas only channels aren't cluttering your normal workflow. Let's go ahead and build that out right now. As you can see here on the first layer, because of our stereo channels, it's kind of pushed things around weird and left blank spaces. So let's go into our setup menu. We're going to go to strip assign. And let's go ahead and just clear all. Start with a fresh blank slate. I know that I'm always going to need my drum channels, so we're going to bring those down. I know I'm always going to need my bass guitar. I don't need acoustic and electric guitar week to week for this particular situation, so we're going to bring an electric one. Then I'm going to bring in piano, keys, and tracks. And then we're going to bring in worship leader and 2 support vocals. Then we're going to bring in our moderator and our pastor mic. And lastly, we're going to bring in our pro presenter and our playback music because we have room on top. So then typically on layer B, what I'm going to do is we're going to, oops, not default, we're going to clear all here, and we're going to start with a fresh layer. I like to keep this as the things that I use less frequently and maybe those future inputs that maybe you have a guest musician come in on a Sunday and you want to be able to quickly have that available. Let's go ahead and start with our click track, things that I'm going to need to get to the gain structure on for the band. And let's bring in our house mics. I am also going to bring in our electric guitar 2, acoustic guitar, and our extra vocals that we don't need on the top layer. Now we have a clean B layer with all the things that we need right now and room to add future inputs. Now, label your buses and outputs. Name your auxes, name your effects returns, name your stream outputs. For example, IEM1, drummer, in-ears, stream, reverb, delay. A labeled console is a professional console. Now we have a clean master show file. Once everything is patched, named, color-coded, and routed, save a master template. This is your factory reset. This is your disaster recovery file. This is your starting point for every future change. If someone breaks something, deletes a bus, or reroutes an output, you can restore your entire system in seconds. I usually name mine something like Church Master. Now you have a locked-in patch, a clean layout, a future-proof show file, and a master backup. This is a console your volunteers can understand, trust, and use confidently week to week. If your church needs help with audio, video, lighting, or live stream systems, you can check us out at ccisolutions.com. We help churches all across the country design, install, and support AVL systems that make ministry easier. In the next video, I'll show you 2 ways I like to build a live stream mix from your front of house console, so you get great online mix without needing a second engineer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.